For over a year, Timo Werner has been linked with joining Liverpool from Leipzig. And, oh well, he didn't. What's going on? It's MJ. Now, following hot on the heels of that video I dropped 2 days ago about why it's not that big a deal that Timo Werner is moving over to Chelsea. If you haven't seen that, give this video a pause and check that out. Didn't go as far as Stan Collymore, and wow. You through 4 points, looking at information and video footage from both Jurgen Klopp's most recent interview where he spoke about transfers, and RB Salzburg manager Jazzy talking about Timo Werner's style of play. Summarised really quickly, it was the fact that Timo Werner is not better than Sadio Mane or Mo Salah, so therefore he's not good enough to enter into the Liverpool first 11. Secondly, as broken down by Jazzy, even when he plays as a striker, he always prefers to stay on the left side and then drift and make runs inwards, which will curtail the space that Sadio Mane will have, making there to be a lot of calibration before he can play alongside Mane, without Mane suffering in the short term. It's cast the effect of that virus which is swept around the world, and the fact that Mane was getting a lot of links to Real Madrid, with Zinedine Zidane being undoubtedly keen on Sadio Mane, but we can take the fact that Liverpool Football Club actually passed on Timo Werner as a clear indication the fact that Sadio Mane will definitely not be leaving the club this summer, which is pretty excellent news because Timo Werner would probably be the most natural replacement for Sadio Mane. Well, I dropped all those points as well as a few others which I'm not going to get into right now. But today we're here for the big news. It's already been announced that Timo Werner is moving over, despite whatever side of the fence you sit on, whether you believe it's a total meltdown and a sign that FSG must go, or you stand on the side in which you want to trust the combination of both Jurgen Klopp and Michael Edwards. One thing I think it's clear for all Liverpool fans and people who follow the club, it's important to have a sit down and see what happens next for Liverpool after Timo Werner. Now, the club's been linked with 3 alternatives which all seem pretty damn awesome. But before we do that, let's examine and take a deep dive into the club's official statement on what's happened with Timo Werner. Jurgen Klopp discussed this with German TV, where he also discussed the Black Lives Matter movement, which is actually the last video I dropped, so you can check the link out in the description for that. But Jurgen Klopp made some points regarding to the financial stability of world football in general, and he said, due to the fact and points which I've actually discussed previously in my Newcastle United video, also looking at that in the playlist, I'll leave the link in the description below. It spoke about how the virus that has swept across the world and caused people to be locked down will mean that there will be no football supporters in stands for the rest of this season and possibly the whole of next season. Now, the implications on match day revenue as well as match day sponsorships is one which I've gone into great detail with. At the time I broke down Arsenal's match day revenue as actually coming out as 25% of all the entire income Arsenal generate. So, to put that in perspective, 1 of every $4 Arsenal makes is actually based on match day related income, which is a huge blow. Well, for Liverpool, this ratio changes favourably. Given the fact that FSG in the past have been unable to increase ticket prices, and the added fact that Anfield, even though it's facing a redevelopment, it hasn't actually got the capacity of some of the bigger stadiums and the ticket prices, well, Liverpool's matchday revenue, those increased on year, it only comes in at a low 15.5%, meaning that 15.5% of Liverpool's turnover is actually matchday related, which is pretty healthy. To give you an example, Barcelona comes in at 19%. So Liverpool was actually one of the lower when it actually comes to matchday revenue, which means that the impact by the virus will not be so much as Arsenal, Manchester United or Spurs. I've intentionally left Chelsea and Man City out because they've got a sugar daddy, so it doesn't really make that big a difference. Or some of the other clubs who charge a lot for ticket prices or have really big stadiums. Now, in addition to this, to actually sweeten this a bit better, the fact that this is a season where Liverpool signed their big bumper deal with Nike, which has been much publicised. Nike is going to bring greater distribution as well as giving Liverpool a bigger slice of all the and expect a lot of the losses to be caused by the stadiums being played behind closed doors to be absorbed by this Nike deal. You might be asking yourself, why oh why on earth is this the case? Why has it been leaked that Liverpool are going through slight financial difficulties ahead when we're being linked with a few different transfer targets? Well, first thing I need to remind you is we've kind of seen this before with Liverpool. And in actual fact, it's actually pretty darn clever. Summer of 2018 and Nabil Fekir is having his medical. Well, the deal falls through because Liverpool says he did fail a medical because he's got an older injury, whereas Jean-Michel Aulas did say that Liverpool tried to haggle on the deal at the last minute, with lots of rumours that Liverpool had no money and also they would not be making any major signings that summer. Well, they only went and broke the world record for a goalkeeper and brought in Alisson Becker. It was the exact same news the January Virgil van Dijk joined. A lot of noises coming out of the club would be the fact that in order to purchase Van Dijk, there would have to be a lot of player sales, and well, they went and they purchased Van Dijk. Well, 2 times might not make it a pattern, 3 times I think we can certainly say so, and for the 3rd and final time, have a look at the summer the Egyptian king signed. Well, that summer, Liverpool were heavily linked with Ryan Fraser, given to the fact, again news filtered out from the club, that due to the financial situation at the club, Ryan Fraser will be the more realistic option. Well, oh well, Liverpool did go big that summer and brought in Mo Salah, and the rest, as you say, is history. Well, the point is, Michael Edwards and Klopp and the team, they have a very clever strategy in which they tried to downplay the financial situation and each time ended up getting a pretty good deal at the end of it. And there's no reason to say why this couldn't happen again. So, now let's look at the 3 players that have been linked with Liverpool heavily as potential replacements post Werner. First needs no introduction, Jadon Sancho. Yes, that man who's recently been fined in the Bundesliga for having a haircut when he was supposed to be socially distancing. However, his talent on the pitch is completely undeniable and he's been linked with a whole raft of clubs, including Chelsea previously, as well as Liverpool and Manchester United. And many times with Liverpool fans, Sancho 2020 has been trending. Next potential signing divides opinion amongst Liverpool fans is Ousmane Dembele from Barcelona. Klopp being a huge admirer, he's actually tried to sign him twice previously. Initially when he moved from Dortmund to Barcelona, and then a year later Klopp tried to get him on loan just before Coutinho moved in, and also tried to get him as part of the Coutinho deal on a loan. Well, so far it hasn't happened, but the good news is Barcelona are actually looking to move him along as they finally made their decision that he's not the one. Third and final is one which really is at Wolves and has taken the league by storm this season. Yes, he needs no introduction, is Adama Traore, the beast, the man who claims he does no gym work but yet looks like a great impression of the Incredible Hulk crossed with Usain Bolt. Well, he also has some skills as well, with this season certainly being his breakthrough season. He scored 4 goals and produced 7 assists, including that incredible game against Spurs, which he was totally unplayable. It was actually scenes reported that Spurs players actually cried out to Jose Mourinho to sign him up after the match. Well, he's one which is actually exciting a lot of Liverpool fans as one who could come and learn and grow on the club. Well, those are the 3. Let me know which ones you would like to see in the comments. Apart from that, thank you all for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. And as always, until next time.